Hi there, friends and neighbors. I am just Rob, and today it's Friday, so that means we get to talk about the mangas. Last week I stated that this would probably be the last episode, but I'm pulling a Harry Potter Part 8, and this is Part 4, Part 1, so, you know, stuff. Well, with that out of the way, let's get started. Up first from Tokyo Pop, My Dead Girlfriend. You know, it's pretty ironic because this book actually turned 7 years old on Valentine's Day. Yes, this was released in February 2007 on Valentine's Day. And you know what? It's actually a really, really good book with a really great story and an awesome cast of characters. But there's a catch. See that? That says Volume 1. Normally when you see 1 at the bottom of a corner of a book, that means that there will be more, right? There isn't. There's only 1. Literally, they left you off on a cliffhanger, and that's it. This kid on the cover, his name is Finney Bleak. He's our main character. One day he meets this beautiful girl at a carnival that his town is holding, and his parents end up dying on one of the rides, but it's perfectly fine because 90% of this kid's family is all ghosts. Quaker ghosts. He continues his date with this lovely girl, and they set up a date for the very next day since they had such a good time. Turns out she never shows up, and he continues on with his life, and it's like a year later. He hates his life. He hates everything that's going down in his life. Until one day, he decides to go for a walk near where the carnival used to be. And shortly after that, he meets the Grim Reaper. Well, then it turns out that it's not the Grim Reaper. It's Jenny, her ghost. Jenny's ghost. Sounds like a really bad movie that MTV would make. She was embarrassed to go and talk to him because he had stated that he hates ghosts because most of his family is ghosts and he finds them very annoying. But they decided to give it a second try, and that's it. That's it. You know, there was a to be continued. There was rumors going on and on and on about Volume 2, and Volume 2 just never came to fruition, which is a shame because great story. And it was by Eric White. And if you don't know who Eric White or White is, he's the ghost artist from the OC. And Joss Whedon, as you can see right here on the back of the cover over there, actually gave this a very favorable review and really, really enjoyed it. So it's a shame that My Dead Girlfriend never continued on after this because I feel like it would have been a really notable and mainstay series from Tokyo Pop. But unfortunately, this isn't the only book on this list from Tokyo Pop that had a rather uneventful ending. Rosario Vampire Season 2. Now initially when Rosario Vampire ended, I thought, okay, that's it. But turns out that wasn't okay, that's it. The month right after Rosario Vampire ended, there was already articles about Rosario Vampire Season 2, the manga, going to be released, and it was actually released, I think, a couple of months after Rosario Vampire ended. I was floored, I got it, and I got up to Volume 12, and I'm short 2 volumes because I lost interest pretty quickly. I'm not too sure what I lost interest in. I guess around the time that this was coming out and finishing up, I was really losing interest in even buying manga anymore. So I guess that's what it was. But as of right now, I reread Rosario Vampire and I'm starting to reread this, and I kind of want to slap my past self in the face and why you do that? Don't do that. Rosario Vampire Season 2. Is it as good as Season 1? No. But it's still very well done. Up next, you know, top 10 manga video. If you've seen that, you'll recognize, you know, this is 4 videos now. I Love Halloween. I Love Halloween is a 3-volume comedic horror kind of a series that follows a group of kids that just want candy. And they'll go to pretty much any fucking lengths to get that candy. It's terrifying. And unfortunately, there was supposed to be a follow-up that had to do with Christmas, but it got canceled for some reason. Some of the artwork can still be found on Benjamin Roman's DeviantArt for I Love Christmas. I mean, don't get me wrong, I Love Halloween pretty much finished off very nicely, but it still left a whole lot of questions unanswered. And I guess in I Love Halloween's case, that'll remain to be seen. Up next, I'll give you a hint. It's a Shonen Jump manga that was on my top 10 favorite manga of all time. I'll give you a second. Rurouni Kenshin. Rurouni Kenshin, as I like to put it, was one of the highlights of the golden age of me collecting manga and reading manga. From the story to the characters to the anime that I really need to rewatch all of, Rurouni Kenshin just struck a chord in my heart. To this day, I don't think I could ever disclose this as not one of my favorite manga ever, because there's a love story, there's a revenge story, there's a coming to terms with who you are and who you were kind of a story, and there's even a sequel story that's, yeah, a couple pages long, long, but still worth it. Nobuhiro Watsuki was one of the first artists from manga that really captivated me in a period-esque kind of story. From the characters, to the humor, to the budding romance in this book, it surprised me at every turn of the page, and it will forever be that way with me and Rurouni Kenshin. Up next is a series that I'm still watching the anime for, and I actually got all 3 volumes of it not too long ago, and I'm a little upset there's only 3 volumes, but this is Kill la Kill. Now, originally, the only reason I bought the manga was so I could read up on what the anime would be like, because I always wanted to read the manga before I watched the anime. And to my surprise, there's only 3 volumes of this. For whatever reason, I have no idea. Like, it literally ends in the middle, like, the first 5 or 6 episodes of the anime. It's like, why? This is good. The artwork's good. Like, why would you end that? I don't know. But I enjoyed reading the Kill la Kill manga. I am still in the middle of watching the Kill la Kill anime. I'm trying to find time to watch that between Ghost Hound and Boogie Pop Phantom. But, you know, whenever I do watch Kill la Kill, I always have a good laugh. I always have those wow moments during the fights. And I had a lot of that with the manga as well. From the series creator of Bleach comes Zombie Powder. Now, Zombie Powder was actually done by Kubo himself before Bleach had happened. It was only a 4-volume series, but I actually find it far more superior to Bleach. Mostly because it didn't overstay its welcome. I am the one, the way your son don't need a gun to get me. Please don't be mad at me. Zombie Powder just has so many, so much feels. Lots of heart-wrenching moments, lots of tear-jerking moments, lots of amazing fucking action. Zombie Powder had it all, and it was one of the most well-rounded series that I have read since. It's got the humor you would expect from Bleach and everything else, but with just a different story, different characters, and a whole lot more feels. I honestly recommend people read this more than Bleach, but I know more people have been reading and watching Bleach over the years, so, you know, I probably sound like a little asshole saying that, but still, Zombie Powder is amazing. If you are a fan of Bleach and you have not heard of this and you have not read this, I highly suggest doing so. Alright everybody, up next is a box set. Now the main reason why this video got split into 2 is because the next episode I have 2 other box sets. I don't want to just show you all the box set, I want to show you all the books, and I know that kind of contradicts the whole show me volume 1 kind of thing, but if I'm going to show you a box set, I might as well show you everything, right? Makes sense to me. I think so. So without further ado, this is Kingdom Hearts, the complete series from Tokyo Pop. Let's start talking about it. There's 4 volumes. And basically what the Kingdom Hearts manga is, it's basically just a summary of the first Kingdom Hearts game with a little bit more detail, a little bit more characterization in there. And, you know, the same thing happened with me in Legend of Zelda. I actually prefer a lot of the things that were added into the manga rather than things that were kept out of the video game. I just feel that it builds up on characters and their personalities a little bit more, and I appreciate things like that. It's a fantastic retelling of the events of the first game, and as soon as I find Kingdom Hearts 2, the manga, and Chain of Memories, Kingdom Hearts, the manga, Chain of I do plan on reading the rest of the Kingdom Hearts manga series, and oh man, it's just beautiful. As if the game couldn't destroy who I am as a human being enough, the manga does it even better, and I could not recommend this enough. If any of you have watched our Frolicking with Friends episodes where we get kind of plastered and play some video games, Miles Metropolis was actually the one who gave me this box set. It's become a personal treasure of mine because I had always wanted to collect these. They were always so hard to find in Barnes & Noble. They always have volume 2 and never volume 1 or 3 or 4, only volume 2. So when he brought these over that day and he gave them to me, I couldn't have been any happier. So thanks again, Miles. Well, that's gonna wrap it up for my manga collection part 4. Part 5 will come out on Friday. It'll be a lot shorter than this, I think. Maybe. Probably not. But I hope you have enjoyed this brand new episode of my manga. I'm still trying to decide what I'm going to do after this whole series of videos is done. I definitely want to start doing pickup videos. I'm thinking about doing my top 10 favorite movies after this, where I'll talk about a movie every week for 10 weeks. Jesus Christ. Or maybe I'll just do it throughout the week. I don't know. Again, hope you enjoyed this episode. I have been Just Rob of Crazy Calyx, and I will see you all probably within the next day or so, because stuff's a coming out, stuff's a happening and everything, so that requires my attention. Have a lovely weekend, everybody.